Well, this morning, the state of Iowa is refusing to back down as the Biden administration threatens to sue over a new law allowing law enforcement to arrest and deport migrants, illegals, who enter the country. Iowa Attorney General Brenna joins us now. Brenna, it's so great to have you on. So let me see if I understand this right. It is now going to be a crime for Iowa to enforce its own law about illegal immigration?
Yes. Iowa law makes it a crime for somebody who's been deported before to be here in Iowa illegally and allows our state and local authorities to enforce that law. Iowa's had to do this because the federal government,
Right.
President Biden, has completely failed.
That's right. So the federal government, by the way, Biden has so many problems. I'm really surprised that what he wants to do is go after Iowa for trying to enforce a law that people wanted. So that's a big, head scratcher for me. So can Iowa sue the federal government for not doing its job and then Iowa having to do it for them?
Yeah. Well, we have sued the federal government multiple times over Biden's failures to enforce our laws and Constitution. But here, the federal government is threatening to sue Iowa for doing the job the federal government won't do, securing the border. And, if that administration spent half as much energy actually securing the border as they do suing those of us that are upholding the law, we'd be in a much better situation.
Yeah, it's super revealing of what the Biden administration is doing, that they would go after you guys. So what have been the consequences for Iowa? I mean, Iowa's a farming state. I'm going to assume that some people in the farming industry maybe like having illegal immigrants, but clearly the main citizenry has voted for this. So what are the consequences? Why are people in Iowa upset about all this illegal immigration coming to the state?
Yeah, well, first of all, let me say this. Iowa won't back down. We will defend our law, even if the federal government is going to sue us. But, Iowa has an immigration problem, and it's, we're not a border state. We're a long ways from the border, but now every state is a border state with the border so out of control. And Iowa's being impacted by human trafficking, crime,
Yes.
all the illegal drugs and cartels operating freely on both sides of the border. And we are worried about suspected terrorists who are intercepted at the southern border. We're all a lot less safe, and Biden's doing nothing to uphold his constitutional responsibility to secure our border. We remember what it was like when we had a secure border with President Trump, and we want that back.
Yeah, it's interesting that in Iowa, as you said, not a border state, but this issue of the border being wide open is now a top issue in Iowa.
Yeah, it's a law enforcement issue, and it is impacting Iowa. It's impacting a lot of other states, too. And the Iowa law, I don't see why the federal government is spending their energy worrying about it, because what it does is it upholds our federal immigration laws and enforces those. And the Biden administration, they need to step up. They need to secure the border and enforce our laws so we don't have to do it for them.
Yeah, well, it's nice to see Iowa standing up for themselves. Really quick, can you sue the federal government?
Oh, sure. Yeah, as Attorney General, I have sued the Biden administration multiple times over their constitutional failures, what they've tried to do to our farmers, what they've done for our freedoms. But here, it's very rare that they're the ones threatening to sue us, and ironic that they're suing us about the job they won't do themselves. It's a sad state of affairs, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it certainly is. And again, very revealing. Brenna, thanks for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.